That was painful. Hi everybody, hope everyone's doing fine. I'm back with a review of tonight's game. I have just watched the game. Oh, that's painful. That was another. Oh, as you can tell, I'm lost for words. I'm not normally, but I'm lost for words here. We've played two of the worst teams in this division, and we've lost to both of them. And can you really say that it's been through skill? You can kind of accept it if they were through cracking goals, something like that. You could kind of go, if it's like worldies, you can kind of accept that. As you can tell or sense, the Mariners did go down, if you haven't seen it, did go down 2-1 to Gillingham. Conceded first, and you could see both goals that Town conceded coming, to be honest. When Gillingham got ahead of steam, we were just pin back, and pin back. You can't really say there was much good football played by either side. There was no real football played. It was just I know I've made that reaction 2 or 3 times already, but that's all I can say. I mean, we did get a goal back in, Gav Holohan got the goal back. Beautiful cross by Anthony Glennon. Beautiful cross, and beautiful get by Gav. But you can see why Gillingham have been so poor in overall during the season, and home as well. You can see why they've been so poor. But the last 2 games has been the worst I have seen Grimsby play in a long while. And I can't really pinpoint anything on what it is. Tonight, George Lloyd tried his heart out. Bryn Morris had a shocker. Gav struggled in the first half, but Bryn definitely had a shocker tonight. Everything Bryn tried just didn't come off. It was poor passes galore. We made Gillingham look better than Gillingham were. Gillingham were not very good. We made them look better. How in the world Gillingham won that game? Really, over the 90 minutes is beyond me. Better side, you've got to say yes, they were. Not football standard, no, but by just lumping it in the box, and in the end, someone got on the end of the crosses. I mean, I can tell you now, as the league stands, Grimsby lie 19th now, with 33 points from 27 games played. Gillingham have jumped up to 21st due to results tonight. They're on 27 points now. You'd have to say, in a way, they won ugly, and they did. Gillingham won ugly. That was a terrible game again. We're losing these fine margin games and these awful games to watch. Like I said, George Lapsley, who again we were linked with in linked. I didn't say anything was happening, but we were linked in the media with George Lapsley and Ollie Hawkins. 2 former Mansfield boys scored the 2 goals. Like I said, Gav scored a great goal from Glennon's cross on 75 minutes. And really, you thought then we were going to really go for it and really put our foot down and, and we didn't. We started to go into our shell again. It's like we've lost that little bit of belief, a little bit of an edge. We've definitely lost a bit of an edge. I can't say everybody was bad. We were better than Saturday. Not by a great deal, not massively, but as John Tonda said on commentary, we were a little bit better tonight than we were Saturday, but God, that was a hard watch. We're making this so much more difficult for ourselves now. Am I concerned of Grimsby's league position? No, I'm still not. But I've got to admit that on the last two performances, I can understand why people would be, because we've been awful. Both games we have not been good. And I think, like I've said earlier, what's hurting us in this video, what's hurting us in the losses is we're not losing to quality, although the balls in from Gillingham were quality balls in, to be fair. It was a good header that really Max had no chance with, but that was all brought on more by the pressure, the amount of times, especially with their winning goal, the amount of times we had chance to clear the ball and didn't. It was like nobody was, absolutely nobody was in sync. It felt like, watching it, like none of the boys knew where they were. None of the boys knew where they were. The movement was slow. They were taking the... I know I usually say the term play it simple. They weren't playing it simple. They were playing it so basic, I could have made the pass. It was sort of like there was no room. We made no room. We weren't... Fete did okay. He had a couple of runs, but he doesn't look up. He just runs and then tries to get the ball, and he needs to start looking up a little bit more to see. It was an annoying, frustrating night again. We're not being beaten by the better teams. We're getting beaten by the hungrier teams. Well, I would say tonight, Gillingham looked hungrier than we did. I would say on Saturday we lost to a bit of luck. Today it wasn't a bit of luck. Like I said, the balls in from Gillingham were fantastic. But some of our decision making tonight was atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And can I take any positives from that? Yeah. Glenn's cross for Allahan's goal. But our passing has been substandard, to be completely honest. Some of our passes have been awful. Gillingham are not a good side. Sorry, Gillingham fans, if you disagree. They're not a good side, but where they were better is when the pressure was on, they kept it on, but that was because of our decision making. Rather than just lumping the ball, trying to lump the ball up the other end just to alleviate so the defence could at least, readjust themselves. No, we were getting little knocks, we were getting little nicks on things. We weren't getting it away from the danger area. which gave Gillingham more and more hope that they were going to be able to keep us pinned in, and they did. And I think, as Martin Gritton, that was on co-commentary, said, it was only going to take a matter of time, with the balls coming in, with the quality of the balls did come in. It was only going to be a matter of time that it was going to end up on somebody's head, and that's what happened. Grimsby could not clear their lines. We had 4 or 5 clear opportunities to clear our damn lines, and we didn't do it. And this is as bad a performance in regards to the way we lost it. It was as bad a game as Saturday. Performance marginally better, but really not much. I mean, if you wanted to put it on par with Saturday's performance, you could. And I would not disagree or argue with anybody. It was close to being on par to Saturday. The only difference was our goal that we got. Very, not time to push the panic button, but a very angering, frustrating, soul destroying a bit night down in Kent. Credit to all Grimsby fans that did go there. Credit to you all, and anybody that has gone down there from Grimsby. You have got a long night ahead of you. To travel back, or just anybody. It'll feel like a long night, even if not. But, you know, it's another loss, a loss that we're falling back into the Grimsby trap. We need to find, and we need to get an ugly mentality for games like this. We're fine when players, and we've said this for so many years. I remember saying this last season, even in non-league. We need to find, like I said, that ugly mentality. Gillingham won ugly. Great crosses, but they won ugly. What we haven't got at Grimsby, we haven't got the ugly mentality. Right, you play games like this. You're going to play games like this. And it's games like these that are, I call them dirty games in regards to, you know, they're full of grit, they're full of, right, it's not about fancy passing and trying to pass a team off the park. It's about doing the hard stuff, doing the granite stuff. Grimsby have always had this issue, whoever we've had in charge. So this is not having to go at Paul at all, because I'm still fully behind Paul Hurst, but we don't have that granite mentality where you're not playing well, so you grind out something. You grind something out. Credit to Colchester on Saturday and Gillingham tonight. Gillingham didn't play well tonight, but they did what we didn't. They ground out something. They ground out a win. Both teams that are technically, names-wise, Gillingham more technically, I think, are worse than us, but they're better because I think they've got a better grit. They've got much more grit in the side. Excuse me. They've got a much more I don't want to say backbone, because that's the wrong term, but I will say grit again. They've got that kind of fire to go, right, we know we're not great, we know we're not playing that well, but I'll tell you what, we'll make it so tough for the opponent. And that's what Grimsby have got to find, because it's okay when you play the teams that will let you play. You know. And we had this problem even under Allen. We had this under Slade a few times. We had it under Bignot. We had it under especially in the 2000s period, when we come up against teams that are dogged, that are fighting for something, that aren't the prettiest teams to watch or play against, this is what Grimsby struggle against. And that can only come from the players, to be completely honest. How much fight have the players got? Well, you've lost 2 ugly games there, back to back. I'm not saying the lads haven't got fight, but I do question where the lads have got grit. Because when you go to teams like Gillingham, like Crawley, like Colchester, who are not doing that great in the league, but they're fighting for everything. They're not playing the best. Grimsby are fine when we're able to play the ball on the floor. But there's teams like this that will not let anybody do that. They are going to make it difficult. They are going to make it bitty. They are going to make it scrappy. And at the moment, that is what I question in Grimsby, that we're not scrappy enough. We're good enough, technically. But are we good enough scrappily? Are we that sort of side that can, we're not playing well, we can go, do you know what? We'll dig in, and if we can't win the damn game, we'll make it so we get something, or we can really grind out a last minute result or something. That's all Gillingham did. And that's all Colchester did at the weekend. But I bet on Saturday you'll see a completely different Grimsby. Because against Northampton we'll probably more likely be able to play football. But it's against teams like Gillingham, it's against teams like Crawley, it's against teams like Rochdale. That was the last time I would say we did that. Where we showed that grit. Where we didn't play well. And look, Waterford got a last minute winner. And we're talking there back in August. We haven't won like that since August. And that is what Grimsby have to get to. Do I believe they can? They've got to show that. As I said, the game finished 2-1. Anyone coming back from Gillingham, safe journey home. Let me know what you thought of the game. Are your thoughts exactly the same as me? Or did you see the game differently to how I did? Let me know in the comments down below. And I'll be back for a preview. I did realise I didn't do the preview for the Gillingham game. But I'll be back with a preview for the Northampton game. That will be coming up towards the end of the week. Look out for that. Please hit like. Please subscribe. Please leave a comment for me. And I'll be back very, very soon. Up the Mariners. I can't believe we need to find that grit from somewhere.